Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining us today to this webinar around the open calls proposed by the AGRO-WELL project. As you may have noticed, we are recording this session for dissemination purposes, so I hope this is okay for everybody. If you do not comply with this, I will give more information around how to communicate with us, if you can, in the next slides. I am Maria Isabel Cisneros. I am an innovation consultant at AGRO-WELL. AGRO-WELL is a consultancy company based in France. We propose services to supporting innovation, especially targeting European funding, and we are partners of several Horizon Europe and H2020 projects. Today, I am representing the AGRO-WELL project as a partner, and we are responsible for stakeholder actions, as well as for the funding support for third parties in the project. So we are going to start with a presentation of the AGRO-WELL project. It's going to be a general presentation on the objectives of the project, the technologies that we are targeting through the project, and the demo sites. Then I will go through the general objectives of the open calls and why we are proposing these open calls. I will go into a specific overview on the topic A. So this webinar will mainly target topic A. There will be two topics in these open calls, but today it's only topic A. I will describe some key facts, provide practical information on how to apply, eligibility, and recommendations for your proposals. I will also share some insights on the evaluation and selection process, and finally, what happens if you get selected with your project, and also how you will receive the funding in general. To conclude, I will share a slide with some important resources, and in any case, the recording will be available in the website, and you will also have access to these slides after the session. This is a practical slide around the data protection. So as mentioned, the webinar is being recorded. Your registration data was collected through the registration you filled in the Microsoft Forms. All of this data is collected and saved in the project SharePoint, and we are protecting it internally. But it's going to be shared with project partners, European Commission, and auditors. And in general, this data processing is to serve as documentation for participants in events financed by the European Union. So if you do not accept or have any questions regarding your data, please contact us to this email. As I mentioned, this is the email we will be using for any questions and also for receiving the proposals. And now we can go a little in detail in all of the information we presented before regarding the AGRO-WELL project. So AGRO-WELL stands for Agricultural Robotics and Augmented Reality for Workplace Enhancement and Labor Linkage. AGRO-WELL, it's a Horizon Europe project funded by the European Commission using AI, robotics, and augmented reality to make farming safer, smarter, and more sustainable. In general, the objective of the AGRO-WELL project is to develop solutions, digital solutions, to enhance working conditions in the agricultural sector through the development of these solutions in different demo sites. The coordinator is the Technical University of Munich in Germany. We are 13 partners across 7 countries. We have 4 demo sites, one in the Netherlands, one in Denmark, one in Greece, and one in Cyprus. And we are a project of 16 months. So for now, we are, I think, at point around 16, something like that. Now, regarding the technical solutions and the demo sites, we wanted to give some more context around this and some more details. We have 4 agricultural systems that are being illustrated through the project. We have open fields. These open fields are tested in Denmark, orchards are tested in Cyprus, pig farming in the Netherlands, and greenhouses in Greece. We have 5 solutions that are being developed. They started around Tyrol 4-5, and the idea is to scale them up. The smart traps are tested for digital pest detection, and they are specifically tested in Cyprus for the orchards. Autonomous mobile robots, they are used to assist farmers in daily tasks, and these robots are tested in greenhouses in Greece. The Vitality Tracker is used to monitor health and workload in real time. They are applied in pig farming in the Netherlands. And final, two more solutions. Augmented reality, it's an augmented reality app that is supposed to guide farmers with visual supports. And the objective is to test it in in three of the systems, in the orchards, in the greenhouse, and the pig farming. And finally, AI React, which is an AI-powered decision support system, tested only in the open fields in Denmark. So this is just to give you some examples of what's done in the project, and it's also done getting the feedback from the farmers and having a comprehensive approach in the test of these solutions to develop targeted solutions. Now, regarding the open calls. In general, the objective of the open calls is to support, through European funding, other innovations than those that I just presented. The idea is to replicate and support the development and the scale-up of other innovations in general in European projects. And so we have an allocated budget through the projects for which we can propose through cascade funding the development of innovative projects in different systems, in other regions. So the idea here is to increase the impact of the project and also increase the development of solutions in Europe to scale up. The objective in the case of the AGRO-WELL project is to demonstrate and replicate digital and data-based farming technologies to improve working conditions, increase attractiveness, and answer labor shortage issues in the agricultural sector. How we are going to do this? As I mentioned, we have an allocated funding in the project, and we would like to fund 8 projects targeting the scale-up of innovative solutions to TRL 7 from TRL 5. And now I will only talk about topic A. In the case of topic A, only 4 projects will be selected. And the target for topic A is individuals or consortia, up to 3 representatives working on augmented reality, robotics, and artificial intelligence. This can include startups, SMEs, scale-ups, NGOs, institutes, and other product and service developers working in the agricultural sector. So now I will go more in detail into topic A and give you an overview on what's expected from this topic and the general objectives of it. So for topic A, when everything is happening, so this is the calendar and the timeline regarding topic A, we started the call. We launched the call in November 2025. It has been open for now nearly 3 months, and we are collecting the proposals until the 4th of February of 2026, so next month, at 5 p.m. time, Central European Eastern time, sorry. And then after this date, we will have 3 months for the evaluation. So we will be evaluating the projects until end of April, nearly. And then after this evaluation process, we will announce the selected projects, the 4 selected projects, for a phase in which we will have a sub-grant agreement signing for nearly 3 months as well. Then we would like the project to start around October, November 2026, and projects can last between 12 to 18 months. Yes, now regarding the key elements of topic A, the main objective of topic A is to demonstrate and assess relevant digital and database technologies in commercial farms. 4 projects will be funded, as I already mentioned. Up to 37,500,000 euros per project will be allocated. The implementation period is expected from 12 to 18 months. This needs to be precise and justified in the proposals. And okay, so I will just go back to the open call kit. What I was mentioning is that we have an open call kit that's available on the website. I put the link in the slide. And in this open call kit, you have different documents. You have an applicant guide, which details all of the eligibility criteria, the information on how to apply. All the information that I will be sharing in the next slides is available in that document. You have also the open call texts for topic A that's already published there. You have frequently asked questions documents that you can check to get clarity if you have any doubts around the call. And you have all the templates that are available there as well. So please read carefully this kit, and you may find all the information there. Now I will talk about the main requirements regarding administrative topics. Well, you can apply as an individual applicant or as a small consortia, as I already mentioned, consisting of up to 3 parties from an eligible country. I will talk about eligibility in another slide. Applicants must have a VAT number. This is important because we have had applications from individual applicants that do not have VAT numbers, and they are unfortunately not eligible. Please include all mandatory documents in the application. This is important for eligibility because if we are missing documents, we cannot evaluate the project. And register the application in the registration form. I will explain a little later what is inside this registration form and what it consists of, but it's a separate step in the process because we need to register your information, and it allows us to follow up the registration. So it's important to do it specifically besides sending all the documents. And please submit that proposal in English. This is also important because we have received many or some proposals in other languages, and we are unfortunately unable to evaluate them since English is the official language of the European Commission, and it's important that they are in English. Regarding technical requirements, the proposals should aim at demonstration on a commercial farm of an augmented reality, artificial intelligence, robotic or automation-based solution, or a related digital solution. Solutions should already be at TRL5, this is important, and with a proven potential to enhance working conditions in different farming systems. The solutions can be related to the four systems that are already involved in the project, but we are also open to different farming systems with the objective of the open calls being to replicate in different systems in Europe. We are open to this. So this is a question we have received several times. This needs to be clear so you can send your proposals if you think it's eligible. Except 2 perennial crops, which are vineyards and olive groves, because they are covered by the AGRI-MATE open call. The AGRI-MATE being a sister project, a sister European project from the AGRO-WELL project. So this is why we don't want to overlap with the work done in this project, and this is why we are not accepting proposals for vineyards and olive groves. In the case of fruit and vegetable farming, at least 1 growing season should be covered. Regarding eligibility criteria, proposals need to be submitted by a legal entity. Again, this is why I mentioned the detail around the VAT number or entities, and from an eligible country. Regarding eligibility, I need to pinpoint something important. It's that proposals should have an impact and influence in the development of Europe. So being on European funding, so this is why you need to check the eligibility conditions in the guide for applicants, and you have some information here, but in general, the list is described there of the countries. A second eligibility criteria would be that the proposals need to be unique. So, for example, we will receive only 1 proposal per consortium, and a party can participate only in 1 consortium. So this is also important. Now I will give you a 4-step guide on how to apply. I hope this is helpful when doing the application process. First, as I already mentioned, read the open call kit, check your eligibility, check that you are aligned with the main requirements that I already presented. Then you need to register on the online registration form. As I mentioned, it's a Microsoft Forms in which you will have different categories. The first one is around your data, your general information, your contact information. Also, if you're in a consortium, your partner's information as well. Then you will have some questions around the title of your proposal, a summary of your proposal, and finally some questions around the RGPD laws and compliance with this kind of practical aspects. So it's not a long form. Please register your application there. And then when you're registered, you can complete the complementary documents, which are mandatory. So you have an application form around 10 pages for this document, a declaration of honor, a bank account form, a budget template. This budget template is an Excel file. So you can see the template. You can find all the templates in the website in the Open Call Kit, and a consortium declaration if it's applicable. For the budget template, as it's a lump sum funding, you may need some support in that sense, and you will have some resources at the end of this webinar. I will share with you some resources from the European Commission to understand how lump sum budget works and how to fill your budget. And finally, once you have completed the registration form and completed all these documents, please send them send them in PDF through a zip folder by email to the same email address I already mentioned. The budget can be sent in Excel format. It's not a problem, but in general, if you can send them in PDF, it needs to be done this way so we can assess them internally. So yeah, I hope this is clear for the application process. I will now do a little zoom on the applicant form and what's inside the applicant form. You have a first category where you need to fill out your general information, so the proposal title, the acronym, the executive summary, the applicant details, the organization capacities. It's maximum 1 page for this part. And then you have the proposal description that consists of around 10 pages, in which you will describe the context and relevance for the project. You will have some guidelines and guiding questions that will help you answer to these different sections. Then you will have a sections on the objectives and expected results. For each of these subsections, you will have a maximum 2 pages, but you have everything that's described already in the template, so it's just to give you an overview. And then you have a section around implementation and impact with maximum 3 pages for the work plan and activities and maximum 2 pages for the impact and exploitation. Now I will share with you some recommendations after receiving some proposals. Keep in mind that of the AGRO-WELL and Open Call's main objectives and targets. We have received some applications that sometimes treat really interesting subjects but are not really aligned with what the AGRO-WELL project is envisioning and also the objectives of the Open Calls. So please check this. Please again send those documents in PDF and English. The registration doesn't ensure an eligible proposal. So we are mentioning this because sometimes we have interesting proposals in the registration form, but we don't receive the documents. So make sure that you complete all of the process. Anticipate the deadline. As we are less than a month before the deadline, it's important that we anticipate because we will be only receiving applications until the 4th at 5 o'clock, no later than that. And for official documents in other language than English, for example, a bank form or a specific document that could be in another language, please provide translation. It doesn't need to be an official translation. It can be a Word document in which you write the translation, but yeah, it's just for us to evaluate the eligibility as well. Now regarding the evaluation and selection process, for the evaluation, there will be 2 independent external evaluators for each proposals. They are EC recommended external evaluators, usually experts in the fields of agricultural sciences, on digital development for agriculture and topics related to the open calls. As already mentioned, maximum 6 weeks of evaluation before we communicate the sub-grantees or the selected projects. 4 proposals will be selected and a sub-grant agreement phase will be launched, and we will sign a sub-grant agreement with the proposals that are selected. This sub-grant agreement will enclose all of the information from our side and all of the criteria for us to assess the advancement of the implementation of your project. Now, as for the scoring system, so we have 4 criteria for evaluation, with a score per criteria of 1 to 5 points, with a total score of 20 points, with a different percentage weights in the overall score. Here's the table of the percentages, and for example, for the innovation potential and the impact, we have 30% of weight, so a little higher than the concept and feasibility and the capacity of the project for implementation. Regarding what happens once you get selected and once you get the grant, there are 3 phases for all of the projects that we would like to have in the projects. As already mentioned, the grants are based on a lump sum funding scheme. I added some links on some resources provided by the EC to better understand lump sum funding. The role of the lump sum scheme is to reduce the administrative burden that you could have with other schemes. So this is why we're also using lump sum schemes here. So depending on the length of the project, we have 3 phases, but the same format of financement is applied. So you will receive a pre-financing of 30% at the start of the project once the sub-grant agreement is finalized and signed. Then you will receive 2 separate payments of 25% per phase for the design, for the development phases, sorry. So after the design phase and after the development phase. And then this will be done following submission and positive review of relevant deliverables defined in the sub-grant agreements. This is why the sub-grant agreement phase is important, because this is what will allow us to assess through the deliverables how your project is moving forward. And finally, after the phase 3 and the validation phase of the project, you will receive a final payment up to 30%. It should be around 20%. It depends on what happens in the middle of the project. It will also be provided upon reception and positive evaluation of the final deliverables. And so in conclusion, I hope the information we shared was clear. I have added here some key resources. First, the Open Call Kit. You have all the text, the documents on the Open Call, so the Open Call text, the applicant guide, and all the templates available here. There's actually in the website a tab on the right side of the website in which you have a direct link to the Open Calls information, a link to the registration form, a link directly to the frequently asked questions that is available in the Open Call Kit. This document can be very helpful when you want to address a specific question that you for which you have doubts. And finally, the lump sum resources provided by the EC to support you with the budget compliance and the budget allocation of your project. That's it from our side. Thank you very much. This is again the email for which you can send your applications, and you can also contact us for any questions, the website link. And thank you for your attention and your time today. And we hope to receive many proposals and that this was helpful for everybody. Thank you.